What's
Who
wrong
else
with
but
that?
Michael Jordan to give a white man that much money?
I'm glad that somebody else said it.
Hey, you know what? He's seen
He fucks
something.
white women. Come on.
She feeling saucy. I'm feeling sturdy. I got a 4-piece. Up in the 30. They tryna hold me. She like Curry. They feeling salty. I'm feeling sturdy.
All right, so going on to the free agency, Brandon Ingram has agreed to a 5-year, $158 million deal with the Pelicans.
Oh, now we gonna talk about all the niggas getting paid. He getting paid. Donovan getting paid. Who else getting paid, Keith?
Anthony Davis is, I believe he's in works of working on an extension. He wants to see what Giannis does. That's what everybody's saying.
Gordon Hayward got paid.
Going down the list, Fred VanVleet agrees to a 4-year, $85 million deal with the Raptors.
Ooh,
So
Freddie
he's
got
going to be on that
paid.
team. Gordon Hayward to the Charlotte Hornets for 4 years, $120 million.
See, I was going to go into a whole diatribe about what's
Who
wrong
else
with
but
that.
Michael Jordan to give a white man that much money?
I'm glad that somebody else said it.
Hey, you know what? He's seen
He fucks
something.
white women. Come on. You know
He's
he's gonna...
I think he's seen that, Gordon might have had a situation where he couldn't be the most successful in his role. So hopefully he's able to do more, which we know he'll be able to do more and operate that offense.
Key, Mike is smoking on that Pookie. Nah.
Yo, listen, I'm telling you, like, Gordon
Mike's smoking on
Hayward
that
is the greatest facade that I think that I've ever seen in basketball history. Like, he convinced people in Utah that he was very good but not great, and then he just got this crazy bag from Boston to play.
No, he's not the greatest. He's not the greatest. I'm sorry. You got to give a round of applause to Chandler Parsons. He's the greatest.
Yeah.
Nah, no way. The Chandler Parsons stuff was not as bad as this.
Yes, it was way bad. It was way worse.
No, it was a bad. It was a bad contract. It was
at
a bad
least
contract,
we
yeah.
seen Gordon Hayward break his fucking leg. Like we seen that, or everybody seen that. Chandler Parson, what? Then what?
He was balling out.
He should have been dead.
Plus the injuries, Chandler kind of. It was unfortunate what happened. I'll say that.
Chandler Parsons. I give it up to Chandler Parsons. Not Gordon Hayward was good in Utah. And when he left to go to Boston, he was pretty good until he fucking broke his leg. Like he was going. Yo, they would have been if he would have never broke his leg. That whole season would have been different for everybody. So, shout out to Gordon Hayward. Mike paid them.
Why Kyrie shouldn't throw lobs because he's not a good basketball. I'm fucking around.
Yo, that to me, listen, don't go back to that because I'm gonna go back. If we go back to that, I always say that shit was Kyrie Irving's fault.
100%.
Moving on, Bogdan Bogdanovic said that correctly.
Yeah, what happened with him?
4-year, $72 million deal with the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, so they didn't match the offer sheet.
He did not want to go there. He did not want to go to Milwaukee, I believe.
Oh, shit. So this means bad news for Milwaukee. They better try to trade Giannis.
Well, they're going to try to probably trade Giannis. But also, too, they did bring in Drew Holiday to potentially get him to stay. And they've really been trying to make a move to go ahead and get some more help for him.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the shooter that could shoot when that bum-ass Middleton is off. And the other real point guard, because Drew Bledsoe is a fucking scrub. And he
like
ain't
that Scary Terry reference.
He didn't. Yeah, I like. Yeah, maybe, but well, I don't know. They're the same kind of player to me. Scary Terry probably could spark a little bit more. He got a little bit more upside.
No, Scary Terry is definitely a better player
than Drew Bledsoe.
Scary Terry actually called him Drew Bledsoe because that's not his name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When he wore the jersey and shit in the play, I remember.
Yeah.
But you saying Scary Terry better than Bledsoe?
Yeah, he better than Bledsoe.
Yeah, he got the speed element.
He got a better upside to me. Bledsoe, he's been in the league too long, too many teams to not come into his own to be more consistent. Like him and Kyle Lowry, did they come in the league at the same time, around the same time, maybe?
No. Eric Bledsoe really believed that he was better than John Wall in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's why. That's why and a lot of them said a lot of commentators say when he first came in the league and he would score, he played for the Clippers, I think, at first, right?
He was on CP.
And he would score. They say, yeah, and this guy might be just as good as John Wall. They would say stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had to see early on that he's a pattern player. Where what's his name? Earl Watson talked about this, where he's not a guy that could go ahead and create his own. He plays in a pattern system compared to a guy like John Wall that could go ahead and make something out of nothing, or operate on his own. Like he doesn't need the system to work.
He hasn't figured the NBA out, but he has managed to keep a job, I think, because
his measurables, that guy's fucking built like a fucking house. God damn.
But I feel like you're not going to get wins with him. So it's like tough. Like Milwaukee tried, they try to reinvent him and all of that. And it's hard when you just like he's not getting better, I guess.
Well, he's not the greatest shooter. So Giannis kicking it out to him isn't always
is whack.
A thing. So
he drives like with no intent really to score or pass.
Not the greatest finisher either. He's not really super great at creating for others. So it's tough. He's one of those guys where he's decent, but
I like him, but personality wise, but nah, I don't. I think he's a nigga that should probably go play in China.
Or Drew Holiday, that's a big step up at the point guard position. You get all caliber defensive player. You get a great offensive player, a great playmaker. You get somebody that does his job across.
You get motherfucking heart with Drew Holiday.
That is what
Philly should have never let that guy go, man. That's insane to me.
They were in the rebuilding phase. Trust the process. They're trying to get rid of people for picks. Plus, him and Ben Simmons would have been not have been a mesh because you got two ball dominant.
That was way before Ben Simmons. Though.
That was.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if
they're crazy defenders. If you put them
we're
both
keeping
together
him on now, nah, it's not gonna work.
Nah, he ain't want to lose for that long anyway. So they freed him for his misery.
He ended up losing that long anyway.
Nah, he made the playoffs.
Pelicans wasn't that bad. Like they wasn't that bad.
They were always like middle of the road.
And remember, he was hurt for like a season. Then he set out for a season or something with his wife.
Had cancer, so he had to sit out.
He set out for a season. So you gotta.
They just were.
That nigga is nice, bro. I don't like.
His clicking ticket into the playoffs every year for like 5 years in a row.
Yeah, that's cool, but that don't mean that was his fault.
Right, it's just how the odds.
Like he rock and roll with that rock, dude.
It's totally fine.
Steph
averaging 30 in the playoffs is perfectly okay.
He shoot the three in your face, dunk on you, like it. What? First of all, Steph averaging 30. That shit was brand new to all of them niggas when Steph was doing that. Like they was getting first wrath for that shit.
Defense was foreign.
Well, you gotta remember, bro. Like Steph is Steph, dog. Like that's the quickest release.
I don't even argue with this man right now. He's acting like
the quickest release we've seen ever. We expect him to get shut down, bro. That's not happening.
Well, Drew Holiday bust ass, bro. Bottom line.
But if you talk to any guard about who gave him the most problems in the league, you either hear Drew or you hear Mike Conley. So Drew's well respected amongst his peers.
Here's the strange thing that I hate about basketball players. They're all so phony. Like fucking Kevin Durant will say, yeah, like the toughest person in the league to guard is Will Barton. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, seriously, listen, I like Will Barton as much as the next guy, and I get it. He raps, but
Kevin say Will Barton is the toughest player to guard in the league.
Bro, use the internet. It has amazing things on it. It's there.
Don't get me wrong.
Hold on.
His score.
I'm gonna have to interject. So. A nigga that could get off the lead. So a 7-foot nigga tells you that a nigga that could get off the lead, off the fucking bench, that's gonna give you 25 off the bench in 20 minutes is the hardest nigga to guard. You gonna have some objection with that sitting at home, motherfucker?
All right, so I want to be perfectly clear. Kevin Durant knows more basketball has forgotten more basketball than I'll ever know, right? But here's the thing, like, this shit is disingenuous as fuck. Do you guys remember that player? award that they gave out where it was like that. Steph Curry won the MVP in a real. I think it was his second one or his first
And then
one.
they gave it to James Harden. The league gave it to Steph, and the players gave it to James Harden.
Yeah, it's like, all right, my guys, like niggas, come on, shut the fuck up. Like no one cares what you're talking about because what you're saying isn't true.
But
like,
wasn't that was when it was Steph's second MVP? I think.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that was really contested. They both were really contested.
Well, yeah, because Harden was supposed – how people felt was Harden should have got one of those years because he was putting up triple-double numbers.
No, it was the second one, and the players gave it to him because he started doing all that crazy shit he was doing. And they had seen Steph do that shit the season before, so it was like, they didn't feel like that nigga should have been the back-to-back MVP. They felt like James should have got it that year. Yeah. That's your fucking players.
You want to be super clear here. There's never been a season like the one that they were talking about where Steph averaged 30 and shot 50, 40, 90, shooting 12 threes a game. So, like, listen, that just really frustrated me. And I think that, like, it's a thing with basketball players where they just vote for their friends and they don't really fucking talk about it.
I don't think nobody is James Harden friend either. That's number one. I don't think he's a friendly nigga. I feel like they felt like, yeah, Steph is doing what he's doing, but this nigga right here, we haven't really seen it. Like just like when Russ won the MVP, we hadn't seen that shit
in a while.
Like Steph, he got it the first year, we hadn't seen it. The media, they still was on his dick. Like, yeah, we still ain't never see this shit. Ain't gonna do it again.
You're saying that he didn't deserve it? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
No, I'm not saying. I'm justifying what the players were thinking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or probably were thinking to vote that nigga because you trying to make it seem like, like
that they're disingenuous. That's all I'm saying.
So what you think? Like niggas don't like Steph? Like
that's exactly what I think. Actually.
Everybody likes Steph.
Everybody likes Steph.
Everybody likes Steph. He's
real cool.
He got more friends in the league than James Harden.
Steph is real chill and laid back.
I bet you that.
But that's because James Harden's spending too much time getting his jersey hung inside a strip club rafters.
All right, so to the next
and fucking with Khloe Kardashian and doing.
She feeling saucy. I'm feeling sturdy. I got a 4-piece. Up in the 30. They tryna hold me. She like Curry. They feeling salty. I'm feeling sturdy.